I haven't watched all the SPL games, but to my understanding, there's CERN, there's Ishtar, and there's the assassin, like a chunk of assassins, right? Although I guess it's Seth and Nesha, right? And I feel like you can kind of toss in many Hunter with any kind of clear, and it will be okay. And the counter argument is like Vulcan Mori. Like that's the mages, right? And Vulcan is a better machine, to be fair. Like Vulcan even has consistent damage with the cannon, so he kinda is like a pseudo dude, you know? Or it did get a bit slap uneven when, like back in the day, if you guys remember, when Mori, yeah, well, I still remember. Mori didn't even clear a wave, and she was still good. And that was when mages were a lot better than they are now. Okay. That was kind of counterproductive for us, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of cleared the wave though. Okay. Better good reset on cooldowns, we could maybe have gone on this. Ten seconds stealth. I guess, yeah. Well, I don't know how, like Sands of Time, I really don't think, like I haven't played it in SPL or SLML for a while, so obviously I don't think I'm the best information, but I don't see how the clear is anything of the problem either. I actually haven't played a certain, you can kinda, you know, like it's the fact that you can't fight them. That is regrettable. And they can just look at you. CERN fun to compare to AMC. Is it isn't it even more boring to play against the ADC that has Devos though, Angry? And really doesn't care about anything. Didn't bounce.
I don't know what I expected.
Attack! On my way.
I'm really trying to force this. Ah.
I'm building stacks.
That's too bad. Sorry.
I will blaze these on my enemies like meat drums.
I do think Meriden is an incredibly funny item, but I think like Meriden was an incredibly good item. Don't get me wrong. But I think Meriden actually I'd probably rather build coin. You can skip Divine, you can build coin. Anyway, I think Meriden is a little bit problematic in the way that it doesn't work on everything. Which means if you're a Meriden boy, if you're not a Meriden character, you kinda can't even get played, I think. But yeah, I think they could probably buff guard. I don't know. Like it's still 10% worse than Titans.
Be careful. Your right tower is under attack. Okay.
Well, they should. I think they should give them flat pen. Like 10 flat pen at 10. They scales. I don't know if that would do anything. Oh, it would do anything. I don't think your problem is that you don't hurt.
That is for enemies.
Okay.
He's gonna fight this out.
Enemies in left lane. Please. On my way.
You have slain an enemy.
By your metal. Fall it back. This will make some noise.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Thunder and glories.
Help!
Does he have the same prots? Yeah. You do have no fisty in the start. I have 50. No. I don't know, man. Could do that.
Has been slain.
Think.
Ultimate is ready.
Your team
That's
did
nice.
Nice job.
Enemy missing left.
Yeah, they could do that well. Not like an overall long-term damage increase, but it's not. It's not the late game that really stinks. It's the way there, right?
Help right lane. Completed.
Go.
It's a
Ultimate is
trap.
ready. Follow me. Retreat.
Okay, right lane. Attack right lane. Attack right lane.
Is ready.
Why can't you be more like your ally?
Soulgam nerf is actually not like it's a pretty big nerf. But I guess the question is more if it's ever a good enough item to build though. Because bankrupt should be used reaching and not being a good enough item in a bet, right? Can't take that many more nerfs, can it?
Embrace the thrill of battle. Enemy spotted. I will blaze these on my enemies like meat drums.
And if you need to build a vine, you can't even fit it. Soulgame got buffed. That is a pretty good buff, but I am a lover of a Soulgame. I think it was a good buff anyway. Like
Enemy missing left.
from a buff standpoint. Like it's a good way to buff the item, I think. But also I don't think it's gonna make it good enough.
Your right tower.
Yeah.
Ultimate is down.
In this game I'd probably get it. But you can get it on non-murdering characters, I guess.
An enemy has been slain. Your team did something.
Adequate performance. Enemy missing left.
Your left tower is under attack.
This is really not the best place to back on, by the way. Yeah. Means you need 4 stacks, like 4 for the proc instead of 5. It's not. But yeah, it just seems a bit weird. Like what? They wanted to address. Like if anything, mages. Do they even get outscaled? Okay, I don't know. I'd argue that maybe they're like equal, but they can't do objectives, so maybe they count as getting outscaled compared to an assassin or
Your middle tower is under attack.
Ultimate is down.
to an assassin or a hunter, but we can say that they're equal late game. Like, how did this even fix anything ever?
Why can't you be
Oh,
more like your
that's a
ally?
very weak one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
5 clear, which is 2 skills in a good world, right? Oh, what are they doing?
On my way.
Oh, he is healing some boys. Fuck it, man. Does Think not know we're not building divine?
Our hero is destined to continue.
Attack fire giant.
It'd be nice if I had my thing before both of these things. Like, obviously you're building slow items, but they're building devos or a trap. They're not building a quick item. Not like they're rushing Crusher to win the lane. They just win the lane. Because they also scale. Like, they scale on levels. You don't.
Falling back.
Well, your ability scales on levels, but so does theirs. They scale in like in-hand damage and shit. Does a mage scale on in-hand damage? I think they might do actually. But it doesn't matter though, because you... I think they probably have to remove the pen from it again now. Ah, maybe not. They are incredibly cheap though. But what? A mage do scale in hand damage, right, Angry? I'm not. But 100 scales in what? In-hand damage and attack speed. And you already hit like a fucking truck compared to a mage. A mage purely scales on items and... Well, obviously you scale both scale in the skills, but both of you scale in that. You get more attack speed too, like it's just so weird how... Why? Yeah, you do get attack speed. Mages get attack speed too. Like Agni hits really fast later on. Like it's just... If you're not scaling in... death is there.
Our hero's story.
That was a clean kill by the way. Went kinda quick. If your only scaling is your items, it could at least be good. I guess that was that an argument. That was kinda weak argument. But I rest my case. Dumor. Dumor is a good... Actually a good item to be OP. Anything movement speed is actually just pretty fun when it's OP though. The old one? I think actually the old one I don't even know if it'll be strong enough anymore. Because all items are just better, pretty much.
Enemy ultimate down.
What do you even have, mate? The answer is fucking nothing. Wait, I'm a little bit more on ult him. With my non-existent ult and kill him with nothing. Oh, attack! Is that?
Enemy missing left.
An enemy has been slain.
Attack! That's too bad.
That is enemy missing left. Yes.
All right, so you killed a guy.
Attack the whole fury.
Your right tower
On my way.
out of mana.
Taste the wind. Greetings, challenges.
Feel like this all a little bit snowballed from when Death died. Don't think they have had a full squad on the plane. I'm not just doing words very good, am I? I actually think,
Your right tower.
to begin with, well, if you're keeping Divine, If you're building like this, I actually think coin is better. That could be the only reason like they would keep it like that. They want to keep it the same way until Worlds. But it can't be the same until Worlds though, man. Isn't Worlds in January? Nah, man. It's gotta be at least one, maybe even two, I think.
Enemy tower. Your middle tower is under attack.
I think she's dead, man. How long can she buy?
Right, on my way. Ultimate is ready.
I don't know what I expected.
Okay.
I'll defend middle lane.
Attack! Attack!
Chill a little bit.
Enemy spotted. Be careful.
Be careful.
It's a trap.
Your team did something. I like the way you press them buttons, boy. Unstoppable.
I'll attack middle lane on my way.
Damn, they really did not kill him. Oh, fuck.
Why can't you be more like your ally?
I think my ult was pretty good there, to be fair. If your support is building Divine, you can kind of build like this. And it makes you
Embrace the thrill of
less useless for as long, right? Oh, you hit... It kind of means you hit tank damage one item earlier. And you don't get as fucking lane if you get... Well, obviously I don't even know if you ward worse burst, because like what? There's a Phoebes on the support, so technically a coin is as much pen as a divine anyway if he's close to the support.
Cancel that.
Chill, man. So this is where we would build Meriden, but we don't really can build Meriden. Which means we build... Not that good with... I think I might build a Zolga, man, I'm gonna be honest.
on my way.
It's a bit early. If I'm gonna slam in a fucking... I'm gonna slam in a fucking rod, man.
On my way.
I think they could really make rod cheaper. I think
An enemy has
this rod is pretty good though. Like it's not even that incredibly good. But
Why can't you be more
like the movement speed one is cooldown one, I think. Is that the one you're talking about, Anger, or the other one?
He's in left
I think the other one is more situational, right? But the base stats is just kind of bad. Like if you compare it to a Meriden, it's just such a bad item. It has what, 35 more power, more expensive, no cooldown reduction. Yeah. So to be fair, Warlocks with this shit is actually kind of nutty now.
Embrace the thrill of
How much power is Warlocks if you have 165? It is 165, right? Did we get Phoenix here? No.
Thanks.
I think building Warlocks though makes your build very slow, but it's still kind of big, man. Thing is, it's not even that bad when you get it. Like when you slam it in, if you have a book, it has 115 power. This probably is better. I guess it's better than ever building a rod, but the cooldown reduction thing on the rod is so nice to play with. It's a bit like having a Deso. It's kind of the feeling you feel from it. Like sometimes it just pops your cooldowns and you're like, ooh, nice.
attack middle lane.
I don't know, man. I think they should. Maybe what Angus said, that they even out the prots at level 1, because that's kind of the same. And changing it to flat pen. But if they scale up to 68 anyway, I feel like Is it 68? It's 68, right?
Back.
Used to be 48.
Spotted.
Anyway. I just need to put some fucking... Like, I feel like the way they should handle it, instead of individually buffing gods, right? Which is fine, I guess. Like, that's the slowest way of doing it. Because they didn't buff any items. They buffed... Agni buff was actually kind of big, you know. They could just put a buff on the entire class, right?
Attack middle lane. Yes.
And then they could nerf the ones that are like too good. Like if people would... Vulcan is actually that good. Buff the entire buff. Oh.
Your team did
Like buff all of them. Should have dashed.
Our hero was celebrating, inspiring a silly ally. Death is your enemy. Why can't you be more like your allies?
Did you see how I did really not stand a chance against that Ram?
Destroyed a middle enemy tower. Attack.
Yeah.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy.
Like the Agni buff was still like, that was pretty big. It was like 100 damage or something. In total, right? They should really just put like a fat buff on the class though and then take it from there, because they're all too weak. I really don't think mages being OP is like a horrible state of the game either. If they would somehow be OP, because it's the only damage you can really avoid. To some extent they can shoot over walls, very good though. But yeah. You know what I'm saying.
This will make some noise.
Wait a minute, could I just afford the rod? I didn't get a starter though. Ah, okay.
And glories.
You could really make rod like a couple of 100 golds, you know, just give it like a 200 gold cheaper and see where it goes from there, man. I didn't actually pay attention to it, but I heard they talked about it.
Embrace the
That
thrill
guy's
of
dead.
battle.
Is that Hazer?
Ultimate is ready.
Oh no. Paul Hay.
Attack the fire giant.
Okay. Ultimate is ready.
Yes. Attack fire giant. Westland on my way.
Could be like they wanna force the same meta to stick for worlds. Don't know why it's too long to worlds to do that though. They can't be already like, oh, we don't want to make big changes before worlds, you know.
An enemy has been slain.
Careful, middle.
An
Careful.
ally has been
Embrace
slain.
the thrill of battle.
Attack. Attack. Fire
Attack
giant.
the fire giant.
Attack.
On my way.
Am I in ward coverage is what I'm wondering.
Your middle tower is under attack. Ultimate is down.
Benefit now that would you even one-shot yourself? Huh? Probably if you got it reflected, to be fair.
He needs to learn to park these.
Like many splits ago, man. Oh, yeah.
Ultimate is ready. Take left lane.
Enemy missing.
It's pre-mitigated damage. Okay.
On my way.
To be fair, when you used to one-shot yourself as a mage, you really did so little damage. It's so hard though. I'm gonna be honest. It's so hard to remember how little damage you do to them. Because you know, I felt like I've done very little damage to them for a very long time. But I guess at some point it must have been okay, right?
Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower.
Why can't you be more like your ally? I don't know what I expected. Okay, no one's that impressed. And so, our hero's story begins. I bet you saw that go perfectly.
1 second. Fuck! I forget my jump off him.
Ultimate retreat.
This is a filthy lifesteal item.
Two for one. What a bargain. Your team did something.
2 years ago, you had scaling shard. Was it scaling shard and it scaled up to 40? So that when it took away one item gives you all the pen you need. 45. Oh yeah. A little bit better than now, isn't it? So that when you built a lot of flat pen.
Your middle tower.
Is that after? I think that was after, right? I actually think that when you built a lot of flat pen, it was pretty interesting anyway though. Because you didn't have did we all die by the way?
Careful left.
When you built double flat pen it was kinda interesting because you actually killed, like the jungler died to you.
Must be how your head feels.
Double flat pen and it was squisher. Jungle died to you. What else? What am I thinking? You weren't very good at killing tanks. But jungler squishes really you really hurt. So to pick, like some people had to respect you, right? Terror.
Ward the fire giant. Attack fire giant.
Be careful. Enemy missing.
Why can't you be more like your ally?
Okay.
Okay.
On my way. Chase the enemy. Chase the enemy.
He's gonna have the ult. Might just be dead. The ADC is gonna kill him.
You've defied all expectation.
Defend left lane. That Attack is the fire giant.
Attack
Return
fire
to base.
giant. Okay.
Defend left lane. I'll defend. Yes.
Handle it.
Enemy missing. Ultimate is down. I'll defend.
I think his only play was actually to TP out if Archboar was down.
Attack right lane.
Ultimate is down. Attack right lane.
Ultimate is ready.
Thunder and glories. On my way.
Should bought a pot probably.
Ultimate is
It's even better, like Raijin passive makes it even better.
careful.
Rod passive makes it even better, right?
Wait. Yes.
I don't know if we want to brute force this, by the way.
Illuminate them like a rainbow in the dark.
Spreading this out.
Attack right lane. Yes.
Should go.
Enemies in
That makes sense. An enemy has been slain.
Fuck.
Your team has destroyed.
Silly ally. Death is for enemies. Why can't you be like your
Could have egged that. Fuck.
double kill?
I tried to get my dash off on it so it would reset and I would get a second dash, but I think I had a little bit of cooldown on it. Right. Below.
Your team has fully powered the obelisk.
Anti that. Come on now. We should be able to end on this anyway. I think the Pele is gonna. I think the Rama Voodoo be chunking though, but I didn't even take the Toffle there. It didn't feel that horrible.
Careful, on my way.
Attack middle lane. I'll attack left lane.
Attack! Attack middle lane! Attack middle lane!
I'm impressed by your mettle.
Killing spree. This must be
Oh fuck! It's bad. Should have done that a little bit quicker. This is gonna kill everybody though. Is that like 1k? Like 1k and so big, man. This is fucking nuts. I should have shot quicker. I think I missed my 2 in the start as well. I'm gonna think like, okay, maybe the changes I would like from mages, maybe it would be like more, you know, extreme or something, whatever you want to call it, right? But when the only change in a meta when nobody plays mages basically at all, and the only change you actually bring to the patch notes is 5 damage on your starter item, and the soul game change, okay, and the soul game change, which is only really even mentioned because they nerfed the Meriden, which, you know, makes the soul games change maybe make a diff. Like, how is that okay? Like, that's not okay, man. Say do better, but in a normal game, Meriden. Well, Divine, I guess. I gotta think. What was wrong with my old build? The build I had now. If I was gonna have a you lose 40% anti-heal. Thing is, the Divine is even so fucking short, man. But it's a bit out power leveled by the stats on. It's usually Meriden, I would say, if you're not a Meriden character. And this build I could have both Soulgame and Merida. Soulgame and Divine, right? Wouldn't even be that awful. That's when I'm not the Meriden character. Which means you're usually not comp played, but still. You're gonna lose stuff for this Soulgame. It's worse stats than any other item. It used to have so good stats, by the way, for its cost. But now, like, the mirror is so much better. All the flat pen items is more power than his has, and it's just had a rough one now. We'll YouTube that game when we're whining about Mages effect. That's what we bring. Wine. Hababa chip boop boop. Hababa. The problem is you need 3 items to get the pen. You kinda do. I think you can kinda just get. You do kinda though. I think you kinda just get 1 though, and then you see like 1% per item, and then the rest, if it fits the build, you get them. Pretty much. Maybe I undervalue going double 20 flat pen though. Like instead to double 20 percentage. Like shard coin. But shard is even getting a little bit of a nerf.